Hi everyone, this is Shelly from Achieve. I'm coming to you to give you the instructions of how to complete your cloud collage. So if you got a kit this week and you didn't get to see the group, it's going to have your instructions. It's going to be the one with the blue piece of paper. And you have cotton balls in there, and there's also some labels for 3 different kinds of clouds. So before we get started with that, I was going to show you a little experiment of how we made a cloud in a bottle. So, let's see. So what we had was a clear bottle with warm water. This is pretty warm. So what we did is we lit a match and put some smoke in here to give the water vapor some particles to condense on. So as it evaporates up, then it's going to recondense onto the water or onto the smoke in there. So it's going to simulate a cloud formation. So I have this flame. I'm just going to put it over the top of the bottle and drop it in there and put the lid on. We're going to watch start to form more cloud in there. So it's starting to get foggy in there. The hotter the water, the more fog it makes. So let me shine this light through it for you. Let me turn my light on. I'm not very coordinated today. Alright, there we go. So you can see, you can't really see through this bottle because there's so much fog and forming inside of this bottle. So that's as the water vapor goes up and cools, it's condensing right on all those smoke particles and other particles in the bottle. So that was pretty fun. Everybody enjoyed that. And then we're going to make our little collage. So I'm going to read about a type of cloud, and then we're going to make it, and we're going to label it and put it on this paper so that you kind of have a reference for what you see in the sky. So the first thing is learn about clouds. So clouds are made up of very light water droplets or ice crystals. So the higher they are in the atmosphere, the colder it is. So like at the top of the mountain, sometimes we have snow, but it won't be snow down here because it gets colder as you go up. So the higher clouds can have ice crystals and others have water droplets. So these particles can float in the air. When the warm air wells up and swells and cools down, it makes a cloud. Many water droplets form together, scatter, and reflect sunlight so you can see a white cloud. But the darker gray clouds, sunlight is scattered in all directions instead of reflected. So we're going to learn about 3 basic clouds: the cumulus, the cirrus, and the stratus. So cumulus clouds is what we're going to make first today. So cumulus clouds are kind of your stereotypical cloud, like you probably learned to draw in grade school when you draw a little puffy cloud in the air. So cumulus clouds are puffy and scattered throughout the sky. So the word in Latin, cumulus, means pile, so like piling things up. So just like when we say accumulate, it means to pile things up. So this type of cloud is formed when warm air rises, carrying water vapor with it from evaporation. Cumulus clouds can be white or gray. So white ones mean no rain, but if they get very dark and gray, they can also signify rain. So what we have to make cumulus clouds are cotton balls. So if you want to get 4 or 5 of your cotton balls out of your kit. So basically, a cumulus cloud looks like you're just piling together cotton. Like just piling them together. You're not going to stretch them, you don't have to do anything to them. We're just going to get some glue on our paper and glue these on. So everybody should have some glue we sent. It's tacky glue. I'm using regular glue because my glue died this morning. So you just are going to put some glue in one of your circles like that. Then we're going to put the cotton balls on without doing anything else to them. They're just whole cotton balls. We're just going to pile it on like they say. It's just a piled on cloud. Nice and puffy, that are usually floating in the blue sky. So you can make it like that. You can do it any kind of way you want to. Some of my friends put cotton on top of cotton to make them more puffy. That's okay too. So you can do that and you have a nice cumulus cloud. Then you're going to get yourself a label. This one says cumulus cloud. So you're going to be able to put that under or over your cloud depending on how you're doing it. The circles are all drawn different places, so mine's going to go underneath. So I just put glue on the back of that and I just stuck it underneath of my cloud. So I have one type of cloud there. So we have two more. Alright, the next one that I'm going to read about is a stratus cloud. Stratus clouds are what we see when we're usually having bad weather, like overcast, rain, fog, snow. You're going to see these kind of clouds. So they look like a big, thick blanket covering the sky. These clouds are a sure sign of rain if it's warm or snow if it's cold. If stratus clouds are near the ground, you get fog. So that's when it's really low-lying clouds and you feel like you're driving in a cloud. These clouds form when the weather has been cold and warm, moist air blows in. So the amount of moisture in the air and the difference between the warm and cold air determine how thick of a cloud base it is or how thick the fog is. So when we think of how thick fog is, we think of how far can you see. So a really thick fog, you can't see very far at all. And a really mild fog, it just seems like you're kind of in just a real cloudy bubble, but you can see several feet in front of you. So we don't get a lot of fog in Tucson, unfortunately. It's kind of interesting to see. So we're going to make one of those clouds with probably about 2 or 3 of your cotton balls. So what you're going to do is you're just going to pull them to stretch them a little bit, but you don't really want them to be have holes. You just want it to be kind of a flat, like a blanket. You want it to be kind of solid and flat. So you want to get a couple that are stretched out like that. I'm going to do another one. Nope, I broke it. That's okay. If there are 2 broken and you need more, you can just glue them right next to each other when we do that part. You see, I'm trying to make it flat like a little blanket. So it's not as puffy, it's a very flat cloud. So I'm going to take these 2 and I'm going to glue them on my circle. So they're just a flat thing. You shouldn't be able to see through them too much. So I'm going to put the glue on my paper in the circle. There's my glue. And now I'm going to stick these on there. So just kind of spread them out there. And if you had like a little piece break off, you can always add that on too. So I have my other part. So these are nice and flat. They're not as puffy as the other ones. They're more flat. And they're just going to cover the sky so you can't see any of that blue sky anymore. It's just a real thick overlay. So when you have that overcast day, it's pretty much these clouds just laying there in the sky, covering up all the blue. So we're going to put our label on there now. So those were the cirrus clouds. I think. No, they were the stratus clouds, sorry. If I can find the right label. There it is. It starts with an S. So we're going to put that one, and you can do it either under or over your cloud. So I'm going to glue that on. And then I'm going to glue it. I'm putting mine over this one because it's a little lower. But it doesn't matter, you can put it either place. So I have 2 of my clouds. So that looks pretty good. And the last kind is the cirrus clouds. So these clouds are very high up in the atmosphere And they're cold, so they're mostly made of ice because they're so high up, way higher than all the other clouds. And it kind of looks like just a really thin wisp in the sky. So you can use one cotton ball if you want to, or you can just put little pieces of it across there. Just really thin, wispy pieces. So I can put a few of those, or I can just stretch one cotton ball and just have some holes in it. I'm going to make a few little wisps for mine to go up in the sky. This is all from one cotton ball. I'm just tearing them off. So I got this piece, and you're just going to make it really thin and wispy. So there's lots of space to see through it. And I'm going to glue those into my very last circle. So my glue. And I'm going to put it over here. There we go. Then I'm going to take each wisp and just kind of glue it on there lightly. And another one. And one more. A little extra on there, just pulled that off. So here you have more of those thin, wispy clouds that are very high in the atmosphere. So if you see those on a nice clear day, you should have some good weather. And we're going to put our last label on. So that's your cirrus cloud label. Here's mine, cirrus. So I'm just going to put that right here underneath my cloud. Alright, so I put that on there. So now I have this little visual reference. So if I'm outside looking at my clouds in my area, I can tell if they're the thin wispy clouds. I can say, oh, those are cirrus clouds. Or I can kind of see the bad weather coming if I see this big overcast blanket and know that we have some stratus clouds. Or if I just have these nice cumulus clouds and it's nice and white, I know we're going to have some good weather. But if these get dark, I know we could have some rain. So this is just a really easy idea for us to forecast the weather ourselves because we don't have all the fancy equipment that meteorologists use today.